Today we're going to be reading the book Pretend. It's about Jimmy who has a fun afternoon with his dad. We've been talking a lot about parts of text and how they relate to each other. So as we read, I want you guys to be thinking about plot and theme. So who can tell me what a plot is? That's right, a plot is what happens in a story. And then who can tell me what theme is? And yeah, theme would be like the lesson of a story. So here we go. Pretend by Jennifer Plekas. Pretend, Jimmy said to his dad, that this couch is a big boat and that we're floating in the ocean. And pretend that there are sharks swimming all around us. So we throw this this rock into the water, and it scares them away. But now we're tired and starving, and we don't know if we'll survive. Now you go, Jimmy said to Dad. Say, "Oh no, what are we going to do?" Dad looked at Jimmy. "Go ahead," Jimmy said. "Oh no," Dad said. What are we going to do?" "I've got it," said Jimmy. "I have these fishing lines. They can save us." So, what's happening so far? So Jimmy and his dad are pretending they're in a boat, right? And they're going to go fishing. So would that be part of plot or theme? I think that'd be part of plot, right? Because that's what's happening. Okay. So, Jimmy and his dad cast their fishing lines into the water. "Any bites?" Dad asked. "I think so," Jimmy cried. "It's not too big, but it will do." "I think I feel something too," Dad said. "Whoa," Jimmy said. "You've got a big one." "I did," said Dad, smiling. "Now let's cook them," Jimmy said. I'll start a little fire right here." Jimmy and his dad cooked the catch over the fire. "Try yours," Jimmy said. "See if it's ready." "Not bad," Dad said. Jimmy took a bite of his. So we can tell that this boy and his dad are really close, right? So maybe that could be our theme, is like family or something like that. He said. "It's just right." Jimmy rubbed his belly and licked his lips. "That was one good meal," he said. "Now let's search for land. Can't survive on this boat forever." "See anything yet?" Jimmy asked. "Is there something over there?" Dad said. Jimmy squinted into the distance. "Yes," Jimmy said. "I think I see it too. An island. Pedal fast." Jimmy and his dad paddled until they were out of breath. "I think we made it," Dad said. "I'll secure the boat for our landing," Jimmy said. Dad hopped out after him. So, could this maybe, one thing I want us to keep thinking about is, like, could what's happening mean something more than just the plot, like what's happening, like the overall lesson or theme of the book. "Ouch," said Dad. "I think I stepped on a crab." "Ouch," cried Jimmy. "Me too, but don't stop. We've got to make it to shore. Help, grab my hand." Jimmy flopped to the ground, panting. "We made it," Jimmy said. "Thanks for saving my life." "Anytime," Dad said. Jimmy looked up. "You know, there are wild beasts that roam the bottom of this island," he said. "They eat people at night. The top is where we'll be safe. Let's climb to the top and make our fort." Jimmy started to climb. "I'll go first," he said. "I don't know if I can make it," Dad said. "Don't worry, Jimmy called. "I'll help you." Jimmy and his dad rested at the top of the mountain. "We can see everything from up here," Jimmy said, looking through his binoculars again. "Now we need to make our fort." So yeah, you can see that they're really close. I think that does mean a lot as far as the lesson, like family. We can use these huge leaves," Jimmy said. "We can put them on top of these tree stumps. It will protect us if it rains." Together, Jimmy and his dad made a fort. "It's good," Jimmy said. "Now we can go inside." "Come on," and his dad crawled inside. Inside the fort was nice and cool. "I think it might be time for a rest," Dad said, stretching out as best he could. "I have an idea. Why don't we pretend that we're tired explorers taking a rest in their fort after a long day of exploring? Let's pretend that the stars are coming out and we're building a campfire," Jimmy said. "And then we can look up at the stars and say, 'This is the best time ever.'" Well, said Dad, I don't have to pretend that part. It is the best time ever. So yeah, you can definitely tell that they're close. I think that means something a little more than just what's going on in the story. Jimmy got to work quickly. He started the fire. It was nice and warm. You're a pretty good pretender, Dad, said Jimmy. So are you, said Dad, and you're pretty good for real. Jimmy smiled. You too, Dad, he said. You're the best, for pretend and for real. So the plot, so what happened? So Jimmy and his dad played pretend and had a really fun afternoon, and that's kind of the plot of the story. And then I think the overall theme is like family and the power of imagination. So now I'd like you guys to write a reflection about the book and talk specifically about plot and theme.